Hi guys, so today we're reading a video and my brother is here with us. Say hi, Sebastian. What are we gonna do today? Read Chronicles of Narnia, right? What are we gonna start with? We're gonna start with part 1. We're gonna start with chapter 1, guys. 25 pages, okay? Maybe we'll read maybe 10 pages today. Yeah, but I have been reading. My dad got me this. I'm going to show you here. Here are all the books. I'm reading the 1 still, but in some days I'm already at page 50. My dad told me to read 1 chapter a day. So today we're reading 10 pages, so it couldn't make the video too long. But here it is. Chronicles of Narnia, the Magician's Nephew. This the mirror. For me it appears like mirroring the video, but say in the comments if this mirrored or not. Okay? But let's start reading. I know that this is a little bit I know that this is upside down. That this flipped. But let's just go. Let's start reading with page 1. Chapter 1. The Wrong Door. This is a story about something that happened long ago when your grandfather was a child. It is a very important story because it shows how all the comings and goings between our own world and the land of Narnia first began. In those days, Mr. Sherlock Holmes was still living in the Baker Street, and the Bastables were looking for treasure in the Lewisham Road. So what is this about? They're talking about this is that this is a really important story. One important story that this is saying that there are many wonders to know and what could happen. And let's keep learning. We're looking in those days, if you were a boy, you had to wear a stiff Adam collar every day. The schools were usually nastier than now, but meals were nicer, and as for sweets, I won't tell you how cheap the good they were, because it would only make your mouth water in vain. And in those days, there lived in London a girl called Polly Plummer. So this is a girl. So what it's saying that there was a girl that was named Polly, and her last name was Plummer, and she lived at London. We're gonna learn more about to see what is her friend. So let's see. She lived in one of a long row of houses which were all joined together. One morning, she was out in the back garden when a boy scrambled up from the garden next door and put his face over the wall. So looks like they're making friends. Maybe that's going to be the friend of Polly. Look, now they're meeting themselves. Polly was very surprised because up till now, there had never been any children in that house, but only Mr. Ketterley and Miss Ketterley, a brother and a sister, old bachelor and old maid living together. So, what they're talking about, that now Polly is surprised because because she saw a boy. But what kind of boy is? But what kind of boy is this? And Sebastian, you want to read together with us? You? Then just stay there. Let's go back. So she looked up full of curiosity. The face of the strange boy was very grubby. It could hardly have been grubbier if he had first rubbed his hands in the earth, then had a good cry, and then dried his face with his hands. So now it's talking about what kind is it? The kind is of the boy. He's a dirty boy, which let's say he plays a lot. His face is dirty. It's grubbier, guys. If you guys have a phone or an iPad, just write in the notes the important the details about it, because if you just pay attention correctly, it'll feel fun. Okay? As a matter of fact, this was very nearly what he had been doing. "Hello," said Polly. "Hello," said the boy. "What's your name?" "Polly," said Polly. "What's yours?" "Diggory," said the boy. "I say, what a funny name," said Polly. "It isn't half so funny as Polly," said Diggory. "Yes, it is," said Polly. "No, it isn't," said Diggory. "At any rate, I do wash my face, Polly, which is what you need to do." Oh, so now we know. Now they're making friends. So now they're no longer neighbors, they're friends. They're friends now. Sebastian, are you friends? What is it about? I still can't know. Then, let's keep reading. Especially after, and then she stopped. She had been going to say after he'd been blubbing, but she thought that wouldn't be polite. "All right, Hagman," said Diggory in a much louder voice, like a boy who was so miserable that he didn't care, who knew he had been crying. "And so would you," she went on, "if you'd lived all your life in the country and had a pony and a river at the bottom of the garden, and then been brought to live and live in a beastly hole like this." So now what they're talking about, they're saying where they live. Where they live. And they're just talking about wonders and those stuff. So, are you guys liking it? I was like before I was like at page 54. London isn't a hole, said Polly. It isn't. But the boy was too wound up to take any notice of her, and he went on. "And if your father was away in India, and you had to come and live with an aunt and an uncle, mad. Who would like that? And if the reason was that they were looking after your mother, and if your mother was ill and was going to die, then his face went the wrong sort of shape, as it does if you're trying to keep back your tears. I didn't know. I'm sorry, said Polly humbly. And then, because she hardly knew what to say, and also to turn Diggory's mind to cheerful subjects, she asked, "Is Mr. Ketterly really mad?" Okay, now it's getting a little bit interesting, guys. So now they're talking about what's in Diggory's house. And Diggory is getting sad because he doesn't want his aunt to die. So then they change subject. So now maybe they're going to change subject. Well, either he's mad or there's some other mystery. He has a study on the top floor, and Aunt Letty says I must never go up there. Well, that looks suspicious to begin with. And then there's another thing. Whenever he tries to say anything to me at mealtime, he never even tries to talk to her. She always shuts him up, she says. Don't worry, the boy. Andrew, or I'm sure Diggory doesn't want to hear about that. Or else now Diggory, wouldn't you like to go out and play in the garden? Now that looks really suspicious because why is the mom? Because why is the aunt? Because why is the aunt just saying to go out and play on the mealtime? That looks suspicious. Maybe they're talking about something that is not really good. But let's continue, guys. Let's continue. What sort of things does he try to say? I don't know. He never gets far enough. But there's more than that. One night, it was last night. In fact, as I was going past the foot of the attic stairs on my way to bed, and I don't much care for going past them either, I'm sure I heard him yell. Perhaps to keep the mad wife shut up a bit. Yes, I've thought of that. Or perhaps he's a coiner. Or he might have been a pirate, like the man at the beginning of Treasure Island. And he always hired his old shipmates. How exciting, said Polly. I never knew your house was so interesting. You may think it interesting, said the bird, but you wouldn't like it if you had to sleep there. How would you like to lie awake, listening for Uncle Andrew's steps to come creeping along the passage to your room? And he has such awful eyes. That was how Polly and Diggory got to know one another. So now they know one another. but they just know one another. So now they know about themselves and those stuff, guys. Yeah. But let's continue. Oh, where was I? Okay.
Where's that shot?
Oh, here I was. And as it was just the beginning of the summer holidays, and neither of them was going to the sea that year, they met nearly every day. Their adventures began chiefly because it was one of the wettest and coolest summers there had been for years. That drove them to the indoor things. So now they're doing indoor things because it's cold outside and it's summer holidays. So now they're starting to do indoor stuff at their homes. But let's see. Does it get more interesting? Then let's keep reading. Might say indoor exploration. It is wonderful how much exploring you can do with a stump candle in a big house or in a row of houses. Polly had discovered long ago that if you open a certain little door, the box room attic of her house, you'd find a cistern in a dark place behind it, which you could get into by a little careful climbing. The dark place was like a long tunnel with brick wall on one side and sloping roof on the other. In the roof there were little chunks of light between the slates. There was no floor in this tunnel. You had to step from rafter to rafter, and between them there was only plaster. If you stepped on this, you would find yourself falling through the ceiling of the room below. Polly had used the bit of the tunnel just beside the cistern as a smuggler's cave. She had brought up bits of old packing cases and seats of broken chairs and things of that sort, and would spread them across from rafter to rafter so as to make a bit of floor. So, guys, today was a good episode. This is a part 1 of Narnia Chronicles, but we're still getting to more pages. I already read a little bit of this book. I went to like I'm already at the Bell and the Hammer. When you guys get to the exploring, you guys get to Diggory and his uncle, the next chapter, it's going to be really good. So I'm going to mark here. And so bye guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And always remember to like and subscribe on all our videos and accept all and put all notifications on. Bye bye.